Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Dokkan Weekly News. I'm Ripduck.
And I'm Rosen.
And this week we have some pretty devastating news, but we'll get to that later in the episode. But just quickly, straight off the bat, we're going to just talk about the JP login. We're a little bit behind on this news, obviously, doing this weekly. We're going to sort of run into these issues, but we're going to go basically into the login campaign leading up to Christmas. So yeah.
Yeah, so we have an exciting campaign up until after Christmas, till the 27th, I believe. We started off with a first login gives you a Redstone 3. So we get a big bunch of plus 3 key for their type and 3000 attack or something along those lines. So that's Int, Ultimate Gohan, Strength Broly, Full Power Freezer, Tech Cell, and Super Saiyan 3 Agility Goku. Yep. So obviously I picked him for a dupe, so I got my bottom right done, so I was very, very happy about that.
This does lead into the idea that possibly these are going to be the next units that are going to get the Ultimate Awakenings or whatever actually JP's calling that. Extreme Z Awakening, that's right, I remember now.
Easy A, they call it.
Oh, the easy A. Oh, fancy. Which is pretty exciting because pretty much all those units on that list are best friends to the 120 leads. Yeah, so you're not close to being best friends. So if they're all getting 140s, that's going to be fantastic for the 120 lead teams. That'll actually bump them up into a little bit more relevancy compared to the category teams, because the problem with categories now coming out is your 120s are basically sub tier, and
or on a team.
Yeah, pretty much. So there you go. The login bonuses, the daily login bonuses. What have we got there, Rosen?
So each day is 1 stone as per normal. Leading up to the 23rd, you get 2. 24th, Christmas Eve, is 3. And on Christmas Day itself, make sure when you're with the family, you go and bring your phone out for 5 seconds and log in, because you get 5 stones, 1 candy cane, an Elder Kai Awakening Medal, and hang on. I read the Christmas
I was going to say, you're reading the Christmas Eve one.
So you get your Santa Roshi, which is basically your Elder Kai.
3 Elder Kais.
So that's always nice. I've never seen these before, so is there anything special about them at all?
Not particularly from what I know. They're basically just generously handed out somewhat over the Christmas period every year, and they work as Elder Kais from what I know. And people do get sort of some sentimental attachment to them, and they struggle to actually get rid of them. Like, oh, I don't want to use this one. I'd rather use 2 Elder Kais. I don't want to get rid of my last Roshi. But
fair enough. People are weird.
It's just basically a Christmas themed way to say, here's some Elder Kais. Yeah, just give it a little bit of ho 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 cheer.
So what are the candy canes? We're getting 2 of them on Christmas Day. What are they?
Candy canes are training items.
Oh,
with
right.
Huge amounts of I can't actually remember the thing off the top of my head. I probably should have looked that up beforehand. But yeah, basically they're like a Z sword and stuff on steroids.
So better than a platinum shell.
Yeah, better than the platinum shell.
Wow.
There was also I think one item that's better than those again, and they are PyCon hats.
Oh, right.
And they came out last year at some point in might have been early this year or last year, and they were even better than the candy canes. And
okay.
So, that's pretty impressive stuff.
More you know.
The more you know.
For free.
So, yeah, it's pretty nice that they're giving us 5 stones. It could have been a little bit more on Christmas Day, but...
Oh, it's Merry Christmas or Merry Holidays. Here you go. Have a free summon.
Have one summon, yeah.
To enjoy Jesus or whatever. Like, go for it. Why not?
You think they could have given you 300? Oh, I went there.
I had to drop mic on that one.
So, yeah, that's that. Also, we're also getting a new character, which is Taipion, Taipion, however you pronounce it. And he is getting 2 different cards, and he's going to be summonable for this sort of Christmas period, which has nothing to do with Christmas, but it's cool to get a nice new card.
I think it had something to do with releasing over Christmas or something. I think there's a reason for it.
Probably.
All we wanted was, Vegito, but,
Nah, we're getting to that. We're getting to that, buddy. Calm down. But Taipion's also going to have a Dokkan event that allows him to Dokkan Awaken into basically a form of this crazy looking bug monster thing. I don't know much about Taipion myself. I haven't seen the things that he's been in. I know it's something I
It's some mental wizardry going on where him and his little brother consumed the beast and beast for the bottom half, and they split each other across the galaxy, and they ended up in the paws of that dude in the movie, and he goes, wishes him, and boom. And there's the monsters, how they're tying it in with the great ape. Instead of just a moon, it's a demon that comes alive when he's asleep. Yeah. So which is kind of, to me, that should have been separate cards. They're that awesome.
Possibly should have been separate cards, but oh well. It's a good way to give him a cool, somewhat relevant Dokkan Awakening and a fun card.
There should be more cards like him brought out though.
Yeah,
just random non-canon movies. It's good.
Definitely.
Broly's there.
They're pretty decent on the non-canon stuff. Look at BoJack. Look at Turles. Look at all those sort of characters.
Look at all the Super Saiyan 3s that aren't really Super Saiyan 3s.
Yeah, exactly. There is more Vegeta and Super Saiyan 3 in this game than exists in most fan fictions. So there you go. And last but not least, the biggest news for JP coming in this was a brand new LR that they got as a tournament reward, which was LR Tien and Chiaotzu, which...
after all the big blunders they had setting up the JP World Tournament, which got cancelled after the first 6 hours, and then rescheduled for in the middle of the week, so people like me that actually have a job can't participate. So I did 6 hours and didn't get an LR, but I managed to get one when they cancelled though. So I've got him in the works.
First thing I'll say about this card is the art is amazing. I mean, all LR arts are amazing, but this one specifically, I like it when they take lesser powerful characters, would you say, and turn them into wicked-looking LRs, and usually because they are LR. So
all I hope is that his super has Chiaotzu exploding on like a Nappa-like creature. That would be awesome. And then he does his big blast thing. Yeah, awesome, done. That's the LR.
It's just Chiaotzu exploding and Tien crying. And that's the Mega Colossal. The power of tears.
Just like Yamcha's. It'll be him exploding and dealing damage.
Well, let's go over this card quickly.
Yep. So his leader skill is all types, attack and defense plus 100%. Nobody cares. Nope. His normal super is a colossal damage with a rare chance to stun, and then after 18, it's medium chance to stun at Mega Colossal.
Which is really quite good. Is that the only LR stunner?
No, Hercule.
Yeah. But no one cares.
Free to play, so it kind of...
And no one cares.
No one cares.
That's the only LR no one cares about.
The passive skill is 10,000k attack. When key meters at above equals plus 10k, and do above attack and defense plus 10k on top of that. So it's 20k all round on attack and defense. Makes him quite strong.
I think that's a decent passive. It definitely leaves you with some options if you've got some key, like not problems, but like if your key's not sitting right and you think you're going to take an attack, go for the smaller key on Tien to get that defense boost and stuff like that. So
it opens up some doors.
It gives him a little bit of playtime. And his link set's pretty basic, but he has
shocking speed at plus 2k and shattering the limit plus 2k, which are the main ones you're going to be using on your super agility team. Ranking him at about A tier, but higher A tier. So it's only going to take him become a little bit more relevant with another character, another heavy damage dealer, and boom, he's going to be on there. So he's worth the grind.
And he's obviously got legendary power and his other link skills that aren't that fantastic. Z Fighters, Crane School, Master and Pupil, and Dodan Ray. So that's his link set, but his will be shocking speed and shattering the limit. And obviously legendary power if you want to throw some more LRs with him.
Why not?
LR team, especially... that was also that small other little thing. JP getting the big boost to...
Team cost. Yep. So all of a sudden, I logged in one day without looking at patch notes because it's in Japanese, so I can't understand it. And I'm reconfiguring a team, and then all of a sudden noticed that I don't have a cap anymore. I have an extra 100 points to spend. So I didn't worry about the ×3 experience and grinding anymore. So I don't need to do it. I've went from 302 to 402 overnight. Yeah. People were reporting that over level 500s there are increases of about 7 because their higher levels obviously received it a lot sooner, but they got less of a better deal out of it.
You wouldn't need it at that point. It's for people who have access to all these LRs and stuff and these bigger cards that cost so much, and they've not really revised it since they brought the idea out to begin with. So they're basically just giving these, because a lot of level 1 characters, level 10 people have been just started playing. Oh, summoning's fun. I'll hit that. Oh, what's this card? Oh, look it up. Oh, LR Gohan. And they can't use LR Gohan, and the other 2 LRs they managed to pull because they're luck sacks, because their team cost is so bad. So it's a good revision. I think that was good.
Because category leads, like Majin Buu's category team, you have up to 5 leaders on that team at 58 each.
Yeah.
And you might only have 1 or 2 characters at 42.
And that's not even taking into account LRs. That's right. That's just running full leader teams. So completely valid reason for them to do that.
Yeah.
And also the other small thing, the
hidden potential.
Hidden potential. I keep forgetting these tiny little things that aren't big things, but they are big things that are sort of in the background. But yeah,
so I've been enjoying unlocking orbs on my JP account now. With 1 click, there's a whole tree done, or pretty much. It's no longer half an hour to do 1 character. It's probably a minute or 2 time it takes to boil a jug, and boom, you've got a character fully unlocked, 100%.
It's really good. They really need to add that into Global really soon. But Global has been getting the things, the UI updates basically a lot sooner than, like, it's not the 6-month character wait we have to wait for. It's usually just a month or 2 when they just optimize it for Global, and then we get the same sort of things.
Yep.
So
anyway, to the big discussion. Finally,
the
disappointment.
Very, very large disappointment.
Rubbing gravel into my eyes.
This is taking our excitement from last week and turning
my foot off with a shotgun.
Turning it complete 180 into morbid depression.
Yep.
We of course are talking about the LR Vegeto Saga, where we have waited for so long, then got so excited, and then got so shut down. It was unbelievable. The first thing I will say about this is we probably shouldn't be so upset, simply for the fact that Bandai never actually released this information. But on the same token, Bandai knows that their players hack the games as soon as anything happens every 5 minutes of the day. They know that we find these things out way sooner than we probably should. Does that make it right or wrong either way? That's up to you guys. You take that your own way. But just remember that we weren't technically supposed to know about the LR information until last week, where they're like, hey, he's coming. They didn't say he was coming this week. They didn't say anything. They said he's coming.
He was on the news.
Yeah.
He was there. He was looking at me, and he was looking blue, not black, blue. And he was going to be in my bank, and he was going to be a thing. Okay? Yeah. He was going to be spending the next week grinding it out, whatever I had to do. Ready for this. People were going nuts. People were grinding up hundreds of Kai stones because they just let them bank there and wait for something, and something happened that was amazing. These people are posting this stuff on Reddit, and you just cry inside going, I spent it on stamina. But then you saw on that Friday, you only got 2 of them anyway. 2 of them, 20 Kai stones each.
Which, give credit where it's due, good pricing. Good price point for what the character is eventually going to be. 20 Kai stones is fine.
2 of them.
But that is the problem. 2 of them. What the hell is 2 of them? This is coming from our man Rosen last week, who said, oh, we're getting 24 of them.
Yeah, there should have been 24, like a 2 followed by a 4. Someone in there had made an error and just didn't put the 4 in there. And then make me have to believe that I have to grind for them. That's...
We have spoken about this off air, obviously, and we can only come up with a few things. We can't explain why the hell they gave us 2. The There's no logic to that.
Bandai.
We just don't understand.
They're weird.
But basically, we're thinking there's a couple of options. One is that, say, end of this week, they're going to secretly just drop a couple more and give him his TUR or something. And then
that means giving us the missions.
Yeah.
And that means everyone will go through and bum rush the missions.
We'll get to that. And then maybe for Christmas or just after Christmas or something that they'll give us the LR and go, here you go. Or they're going to hold out for maybe New Year's. We don't really know. We can think of 15 different ways that this could have been handled better. Like, the main problem here is...
It wasn't in my gift box, and there wasn't 24 of them. That's it.
The main problem here, for me at least, is that they... Obviously, huge hype. Whether Bandai hyped this up or not, from the second we voted, there was huge hype. And then what did they do? They turned around and said, he's coming, which created huge hype. And people going, can't wait to do this. I can't wait to grind anything they give me. I don't care. I'm glad I'm getting this finally. Instead, they handed us 2 of them with nothing to do. I spent 35 seconds and I maxed out my Vegito. And I'm not making a decision whether I'm going to throw him into the bottom path or save him to get 2 LRs so I can SA20 them.
You silly Ripdark. You're supposed to grind up every single medal on the Dokkan events, grind every medal up, and make it last as long as possible. That's what you're meant to do, not just have everything ready. They're not ready for that. They don't understand how you play.
Compared to a lot of Dokkan players, I'm a noob. Compared to some of the big Dokkan YouTubers, for Christ's sake, they have 500 of each medal because they've got nothing left to do, and they'll just grind out random stuff ready for the occasion that we might need it again at some point.
How long do they spend playing the game?
A lot. But it doesn't make any sense as to why they've done it this way. Here's this new cool card. Like, hold off the LR, sure. That's not the big deal. But they didn't give us anything to do. They didn't give us anything to grind out. Didn't give us any prep work to do for it. The most we knew was we needed Kai stones. We did that. Turns out we only needed 40. That's like 6 Kai missions. It was not a grind. With work time constraints coming and stuff like that, I didn't have a lot of time. So I only had, I think, 2 nights where I got like 5 or 6 full sets of 3 missions done for the Supreme Kai trials. Mixing that with trying to get this YouTube thing up and going and stuff like that, and with kids and work, I just didn't have the time. And I opened up when he came out and went, oh, I got 47 Kai stones. Got 7 too many. And I didn't even get to play. People ground this out from start to finish and got all of them.
That's not compared to what they're doing in JP. They're stocking, 7 stacks worth of base form Vegito waiting for him to come to JP.
Yeah.
They've got that just sitting there. Who has the space in their box just to have that there going, stroking the screen and going, I'm going to get, this LR Blue Vegito.
Yeah. I just
SA10 in the first 5 seconds.
It was just ludicrous that they didn't give us anything to do with it. They could have given us, I don't know, the TUR's obviously made. Why is he not just in the game? We should have been getting him to
ideally,
TUR.
We should have thought better about it. Be a little smart. We saw on the DB space, we had the SSR and the UR there, and his TUR form just had stats, no picture. There was no LR. We should have went, no, that's all they're adding.
Yeah.
Instead they go, oh, he's coming, let's release those 2 cards the day before on another patch or something. That patch never came.
No. Yeah, I mean, it's just our hype for it, and that's the problem. The problem was that we had hype for it. We knew the card was coming. Whether they released it or not released it and blah blah blah. The fact that a new SSR Vegito came out, we know that's going to be blue. And not releasing him is just a kick in the face. A massive kick in the face. And they could have at least given the TUR. So we had these new Supreme Kai medals, which are Patara medals, which are in the Supreme Kai's trial. It says it, I'll throw that up on the screen right now for you guys. it says in his Dokkan Awaken section, Patara medals, 30 TUR. Get these from Supreme Kai Trials. So what you were saying about JP doing some Nimbus medal stuff. So just explain that quickly.
So when I pulled LR Vegeto, my first LR on JP, I was leveled him up, and you had to grind a story mission out, and then he needed some story medals and some of these cloud medals. I've never seen them before coming from Global, and then did some research, found some very vague forum posts, and these Nimbus medals apparently for basically time trials. For completing Dokkan, JP players will understand. So what I believe is they're going to be putting these earring medals into Dokkan events, maybe on easy to see how much damage you can get or how much burns you can last. It won't be just the same as a speed run. Special conditions like 6 SSRs or lower, make them really difficult, really fun. Maybe that's the idea of an SSR, 2 of them, because you're going to be running.
You could run that, yeah.
Yeah, maybe if they make that who knows what they're going to do? We don't know.
No, we don't. It's
just speculate.
That's interesting. And the other thing is they have said that in the news and stuff like that, that soon a new Dokkan event for Vegito is coming. So that leads me to believe, Rosen has a different idea, which to explain in a second, is that we're going to get a new Vegito Dokkan event, and we just have to grind out medals like we would for any other card. And so we'll get the Patara medals from the Supreme Kai Trials, and then we just do a normal Dokkan event, get the medals for blue, and that's what we're doing.
Or we're doing a Frieza/Goku event on the weekends.
First thing, I don't think it'll just be weekends. When the card comes out, it'll be every day.
Oh, for the initial.
Yeah, definitely. But I could definitely see it going to weekends after the hype dies down.
Some type of, if it's not the missions the way they do those Nimbus Clouds, they'll be doing something similar to Goku and Frieza's weekend events, where they limit you to only strike cards.
Strike cards for that. Yeah.
And they'll have some type of other limitation, or it could potentially be that as well. So maybe free to play cards only, or just from a certain banner, or maybe a certain group can only do it, like they do Battle Road, where you can only have a certain type go in. Who knows what the limitation
I'm not going to be happy if it's strike cards. We already have 2 LRs that do that. That's just the same thing again. Just give us a really hard Dokkan event. I'd be fine with that.
Would you be ready for Super Battle Road level punches in the face?
No, because
you don't want that.
Then I'm never getting an LR Blue.
No.
But maybe tier it. Z hard, 1 medal, and hard but easy enough to get through with like a decent team. Make it 120 medals or something. So you have to do it 120 times if you got a crappy team or whatever. I mean, it sucks for people who do have crappy teams, but it also stops a guy from starting a new account and getting an LR in the first week.
Yeah.
And then going super or something, 5 medals, 3 medals, something like that, and making it a bit harder that basically you could finish it with a full 120 team. Not easily per se. You'll need to use items, probably most of your items, but you shouldn't struggle too hard with it. And then go Super 2, where you have to have like all your 120 team maxed out, all Dokkan Awakened, all that sort of stuff. You're probably still going to use a lot of items to get 10 medals or something like that. So you have to do it 12 times, something of that nature, but you'll probably die 5 or 6 times doing it. They could easily tier that up just for a Dokkan event. And then you can just basically go, even label it and say, hey, this is for beginners or players not been playing that long. This is for people who have a decent amount of characters and good teams. And this is for your experienced players. And go in with your top tier teams, have fun.
Yeah.
They could do that. It's not unfeasible. I'm not going to hold my hopes up. Look at what's happened with Vegito so far.
Yeah, well.
I'm not going to hold my hopes up for anything when it comes to this at the moment, because
it's and that's not what we were expecting, but this is what we got. So,
and realistically, the last question is between you and I, and I'll open this up to you guys as well. Let us know in the comments what you guys think. How are we going to get the other Super Vegetos, base form Vegetos, to get blue opened up and whatnot. How are we going to get at least the last 3? Because we need, and they cannot not give us 5.
I got one.
Whether it's grindable or whatever.
They give us, during the Christmas period, they give us tickets. We put on a banner. We roll the spin, just like we do when we're summoning. And boom, you can get LR Vegeto out of it. Boom, every day. Or
on a slot machine. I'd like that. Like you get LR Vegito, Platinum Hercule statues. Make it all worthwhile. Just some fun little things, extra Christmas Roshis or something like that. You just spin it and
1 spin a day. Spend $50, get 50 spins. Boom.
No, they won't do that. There will be rioting in the streets. Free to play LR that we voted for. Oh yeah.
No, you get tickets for free.
You want a Rainbow Star? Here, spend some money. No, they're not going to do that. They would lose 10,000 players easy.
Well, they did it with those the blue stones you guys just received.
Yeah, they did.
We got red stones given to JP, to get a character.
But you also get the exact same blue stones we got, but you have to spend $90 to get them, and 90 stones to get them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was also in the login bonus. If you spend the high, like in the stone sale, you buy the 90 stone package, you get 1 blue stone to get a 70% lead, which everyone on JP pretty much has all of them, probably Rainbow Starred.
Depends how long
exactly.
They play. You started on the 1,000 day celebration like me and wait until 2,000 days to get my Spirit Bomb character.
But put it this way, when it comes to that, anyway, people are saying, hey, they should have at least had maybe the first half of the 120 leads in at this time, and the next time they bring back blue stones, put the other half of 120s in, so you get the option of the 70% leads and some of the 120s, because 120s are leaving relevancy now, just like the 70% when the 120s came out. That's why they brought out the blue stone to begin with. It was so people could
that missed out a long time ago.
Missed out, or want to finish off the ones they've got, can use them on their 120 teams. I think they should start transitioning that into now 120s on the blue stones as well, so you can finish them off for your category teams. See what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's just a thought, but all in all, guys, that is the saga that is Vegito Blue at the moment.
It's a nice saga team though, but I think we'll have to leave it at that.
I think we're gonna have a little cry about it, and hopefully Christmas. That's some fingers crossed stuff there, because everyone was hyped for it to come out on Friday when it did.
We want Santa Claus to bring that in their little parcel.
Yeah, exactly right. Roshi, pray. No, Roshi. We will pray for Roshi to bring it to us. So, all in all, guys, that's it for today's Dokkan Weekly News. If you liked the video, hit that like. If you have some other things for us to do and some suggestions, please leave it down in the comments down below. And we're going to see you next week, guys. I've been Rosen. No, I've not been Rosen. I've been Ripduck. He's been Rosen. It's late, guys. Sorry.
Yeah. Good night.
Good night.